Now to a story we've been following for some time. A compassionate visitors policy issued by state agencies is lacking. That according to organizations that help those with disabilities. Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Courtney Zeller shows us what some organizations are now doing to get the governor's attention.
A new petition is making the rounds on social media, urging Connecticut Governor Ned Lamont to make revisions to the compassionate visitors policy.
Well, the policy that's been released only goes halfway. It's a recommendation. It's not a mandate. It's not a requirement.
According to the ARC Connecticut, roughly 1,500 emails have now poured into the governor's office. On Tuesday, the Department of Developmental Services issued this letter saying they will strongly recommend and work with hospitals to allow one support person to accompany an individual served by DDS to a hospital admission or emergency department visit. It also says any support person in a hospital setting is bound to the guidelines and policies of that hospital. Organizations like the ARC Connecticut say there are issues with this policy because it's unenforceable, since every hospital has their own visitors policy. It also excludes the majority of people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. The new policy only covers those served by the Department of Developmental Services, or DDS. Those with Disabilities Rights Connecticut are now taking it a step further.
We're looking at asking the federal government to step in and just say, hey, look, this is easy. It's been done in other places. Why don't you go ahead and do it so that everybody can be assured that they have equal treatment if they have to go into a hospital.
Earlier this week, we told you about Shane Sessa, who has cerebral palsy and limited communication. While his mother told us he got exceptional care at Middlesex Hospital, she couldn't visit him. He was in the hospital for 3 weeks.
It was the worst time in my life, especially when he was screaming when they told him he had to go for surgery.
Meanwhile, New York and New Jersey already have a policy in place that covers these issues. With many wanting change, my colleague, the River 105.9 Renee Danino, asked the governor about the policy.
I'll make sure that everybody with those disabilities can be accompanied by a family member or somebody else. We're going to make that happen.
It's unclear when the governor plans to make that happen. Now, to see if these revisions are possible, I reached out to the governor's office, to the Department of Public Health, and to the Department of Developmental Services, but I did not hear back today. With the mobile newsroom tonight, Courtney Zeller, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.